Northeast PA's Classic Rock 107. It is about 4 minutes after 7 o'clock here on a wonderful 2 for Tuesday morning. Luzerne County, they're saving $3.5 million through refinancing. Yeah, I guess they're not buying that gold-plated courthouse just yet. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate. Luzerne County just held on to its A credit rating from S&P Global Ratings, a solid score they bumped up to from a A- back in February of 2023.
Yeah. Luzerne County's out there. They're acting like they just aced a pop quiz in Budget 101. The rest of us wondering if we can afford to buy a vowel. They're strutting around with their fiscal responsibility badge, but I'm betting their checkbook's sweating harder than a politician in a polygraph test.
Well, they're not just sitting pretty. They're saving $3.5 million by refinancing their debt. And that's a big chunk of change, and it shows they're trying to manage their finances smartly.
I mean, that's kind of like finding a coupon for half off a yacht. Sure, it sounds nice, but they're still raising property taxes in 2026. They're like, look, we saved some money, so now you get to pay more to live in your own house. It's the kind of logic you find in a used car lot run by a guy named Slick Rick.
The county says the tax hike is to keep things structurally balanced. They're also dealing with some ongoing lawsuits, which could complicate things, but they're still projecting stability.
Structurally balanced. Are they building a seesaw here? What's going on? Plus, there's lawsuits. Like, Luzerne County's got more legal drama than a soap opera. Kind of like as the county turns, and it stars a bunch of lawyers fighting over who gets to misplace the budget first.
That A rating does mean something. S&P sees potential for growth and stability in Luzerne, which could attract investment and keep the county on solid ground.
Potential for growth. Kate, the only thing growing in Luzerne is the pile of tax bills on residents' kitchen tables. It's just that simple. They're stable, all right. Stable like a unicycle in a windstorm. And they're going to be started on attracting investment. That's code for we're going to build a Chipotle next to the courthouse and call it economic development, all right? Luzerne County, keep polishing that A rating. We're all out here refinancing our dreams just to afford the new taxes. I'm just hoping that Luzerne County uses the tax funding for something cool. Take that money, giant water slide for the entire county. I'll pay extra taxes for that. Fiscal stability? No. Give me the water slide.
Rock 107. Now it's time for Does Pennsylvania Have a Budget Yet?
I mean, here we are in the middle of September and still, no.
This has been Does Pennsylvania Have a Budget Yet? Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
This is why we got our dog Puka chipped, and I would encourage you to do the same with your pet. A cat named Spencer was reunited with his family after being missing for over 2 years, despite extensive efforts to find him, including hiring search dogs. Spencer was not located until he arrived at the animal shelter last week. Thanks to his microchip, they were able to match him with his family and facilitate a reunion. He and his family immediately recognized each other, and he returned home with them the same day.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
He came out of nowhere, and he's going literally everywhere. Good morning, it's Prospector Show. And Kate, have you heard of the 570 Pier, which is, have you heard of this?
Yes, I have.
It's not his real handle. He uses a word that rhymes with kisser, but we can't really use that word. But that's his whole deal, man. That's his brand. The man or woman, I'm assuming it's a man based on what I've seen, is literally famous or infamous for urinating in public and posting it online. What have we become?
That's the American dream. You used to be, you could become president, and now you could just pee on a Redner sign and boom, celebrity.
I'm serious. This guy's like Batman, but instead of fighting crime, he's fighting indoor plumbing. The videos keep popping up. Sheets and Turkey Hill and this random street post. He's hitting all the landmarks in Duncan. It's like a bathroom tour of Northeast PA, except without the bathroom.
Yeah, and he's not using Yelp. He's just using himself.
Yeah.
Very, very efficient.
People love this, though. He's growing more infamous by the day. He's got followers. He's trending. Meanwhile, I got a picture of my dog, and it gets 3 likes. This guy's taking a leap behind Applebee's, and basically he's Banskin.
To be fair, your dog doesn't trend because she doesn't have a TikTok catchphrase. Maybe if she barked, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Every time she pooped, you'd be viral by now.
He should be using that tagline, the 570 guy, or maybe he does. I don't know. When you gotta go, you gotta go. But he's branding his bladder. And the cops, I don't even know if the cops know about this, if they're looking for the guy, if they're trying to find him. I got to imagine some big police sting operations coming up. All right, boys, set up surveillance behind the Dunkin' drive-thru. He's bound to be here any second.
It's a great use of taxpayer funds.
Yeah.
Forget the potholes. We got to figure out where these puddles are coming from.
The thing is, He's anonymous. In fact, there's like 2 or 3 of them. There's the 570, the Lackawanna Pier, again, rhymes with kisser. Wilkes-Barre's got one, and nobody knows who they are. They're like the anti-folk heroes. Paul Bunyan, he cut down trees. John Henry drove steel. This guy pees on sheet signs. Same thing, right?
And I feel like kids in the future are going to learn about this like Pennsylvania legend. Once upon a time, a man had a bladder so mighty he couldn't be contained by any porcelain, so he used a sheet sign.
There's going to be copycats, too. Next thing you know, you're going to have like the Southside Sprinkler, the Swarsville Soaker, the Laughlin Leaker, the Dunmore Dumper. We're going to have a whole series of Avenger team of people using the streets as their toilets.
Can't wait for the spin-off movies.
Here's the kicker, Kate. People are trying to turn this into art. He's making a statement about society. He's making a statement about too much Gatorade, all right? Don't turn this guy into Picasso with a bad bladder. And, of course, the guy's famous. We live in a world where people get millions of views lip-syncing Nickelback. Why not a dude peeing on a sheet sign? Everybody's got a gimmick. He's not the 570 peer. He's the patron saint of low expectations.
Northeast PA's classic rock.
Something I did when my neighbor asked about his Halloween decorations makes me ask, am I a jerk?
Your chance to weigh in is coming up on Rock 107.
And cranky, and that makes for a lot of awkward interactions.
What a jerk.
Help Prospector learn from his mistakes. It's time for Am I a Jerk? On Rock 107.
Here's the deal. My neighbor spent the last couple of days putting up Halloween directions, like wild stuff, okay? Or decorations. I keep saying directions. Decorations. I'm talking lights and blow-ups and projectors and sound machines. It's intense. It's like a crazy Christmas display, but for Halloween. Sunday, he caught me as I'm pulling into my driveway, and he calls me over. So we're chatting for a minute or two, and then he's like, what do you think of my Halloween decorations? Yeah, I'm not much of a decoration guy. Hoping that would be it and it would be ended. But no, he's like, no. Come on, man. Look, take a look. Tell me what you think of my Halloween decorations. Look around. What do you think of my display? I want to know. Tell me. So after a couple times of him asking, I finally said, you know what I think? I think it's 3 weeks too early for Halloween decorations. Then he get all bummed out and he cut the conversation short. We're asking today if that makes me a jerk.
I'm saying yes, and Holly from your Facebook said yes. I decorated inside yesterday. Let the man have his fun. Life is too short. You put a damper on all his fun.
I never said he couldn't have them. I never said take them down. I never said you're an idiot for putting them up. I simply said when you're asking my opinion, I think it's 3 weeks too early. And he impressed, so he got it. On to the rock line, Sam in Scranton. Am I a jerk?
You're not a jerk, man. They're putting up way too early every year. It's getting serious. They actually put up in August.
I just gave the man my honest opinion, which is what he said he wanted, right?
You got it, bud.
Rock 107, Nicolette from Scranton on the rock lines. What do you think? Am I a jerk?
No, it's called a matter of opinion.
That's right. It's just my opinion, which he so blatantly wanted.
And James from your Facebook said, yeah, it's never too early for Halloween. Christmas should just be a 3-day event, but not Halloween. So yes, you're a jerk.
I disagree and would flip those, but fine, whatever, that's okay.
Michelle from your Twitter said, you're not a jerk. I totally agree with you.
All right, we're checking in on Open Mic on the Rock 107 app, trying to find out if I'm a jerk. My neighbor's got the Halloween decorations up. He starts asking me what I think. I try to blow him off by saying I'm not a decoration guy. Finally, I'm like, yeah, it's 3 weeks too early for Halloween decorations. That's what I think. Does that make me a jerk?
Yeah, Prospector, you're a jerk.
Mike from Tresco on the rock lines. What do you think, buddy? Am I a jerk?
I have your back. You're not a jerk.
Yeah.
He wanted to hear something you didn't want to say.
Got one on Open Mic on the Rock 107 app.
No, Prospector, that does not make you a jerk. What's he going to do when Christmas time comes? Come over and ask you what he thinks of your Christmas lights? No, you're not a jerk. Maybe you'll get away from that question.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get away from every question ever with this guy.
I was going to say your neighbor is just never going to speak to you again.
That's okay. I'm all right. He seems like a nice guy, but I don't need to talk to him. I'm okay with that.
Regina from our TikTok said, no, he asked, and you were polite about it. Then he pushed the issue.
Right. See, that's my whole thing. Like, you keep asking and asking and asking, you're going to get that opinion at some point. So I told him, like, decorations are up 3 weeks too early. Does that make me a jerk? Got a text in on the rock lines. Dave, not a jerk. After you did the cool story, bro, for the 4th time, he should have just given up. There you go. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, you don't want to know my opinion, so stop asking.
Hi. Karen from your Twitter said, yes, you're a jerk, and a grumpy one at that.
All right. I'm definitely grumpy and pretty much always am. Joe, rocking the ride down 81 this morning. Dude, what do you think? Am I a jerk?
Yo, Prospector, you're not a jerk on this one. What happens if you would have said you liked the decoration? What do you think about that? What do you think he's going to say? Oh, hey, Prospector liked it.
Yeah, what's he going to put, like a billboard up? Prospector likes my decorations.
Hey, I'm with you, brother.
All right, I'm not a jerk.
Prospector approved.
Yeah, there's your billboard for the neighborhood. Everyone's going, well, if Prospector likes them, they must be great. All right, am I a jerk? That's what we want to know.
Amy from our TikTok said, kinda, yeah. You could have just said, it looks great, man, and gone inside. You didn't have to crush his spooky spirit.
You want the honest opinion, you're going to get the honest opinion. You don't want to know what I think? Don't ask. It's just that simple. And the question today of, am I a jerk? For when my neighbor called me over to his porch and says, what do you think about my decorations? After telling him I'm not a decoration guy, and he persists 4 or 5 times, I finally said, you know what I think? I think it's 3 weeks too early for Halloween decorations. The answer, according to you, Northeast PA, and it's pretty close, I am not a jerk.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
Now, I've heard of people banging on their ceiling to tell their upstairs neighbors to quiet down, but this is slightly more aggressive. A 46-year-old guy in Calgary is facing charges after tunneling into his upstairs neighbor's apartment. The woman above him was out of town when it happened, but she told police she'd been having issues with the guy. Her front door was still locked when she got home from her trip this month, but as soon as she went inside, she knew someone had been there because there was a large hole in one of her walls. Cops got a search warrant for the guy's place last Monday and found a hole in his ceiling with a ladder under it. Turned out he'd gotten into the wall behind her fireplace and busted a hole in the drywall to get in. It's not clear if he just wanted to wreck the place or what, but he's facing serious charges.
Nominee number 2.
Talk about a siren song gone wrong. One driver turned an emergency response into his own high-speed drama. On September 10th at around 11:30 in the morning, an ambulance was heading to a call with lights activated. The paramedic legally passed a 2001 Chrysler. The Chrysler's driver, Terrell Osborne, 47 years old, reportedly followed at high speed, drove recklessly past the ambulance illegally, and cut in front of it to block it. This action prevented the ambulance from reaching the emergency promptly. State police arrested Osborne, charged him with obstructing medical service, reckless driving, and multiple vehicle and traffic law violations.
And the winner is...
the guy who cut off and stopped short in front of an ambulance who passed him on their way to a call. You are the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.